Hi, everybody. Ron Placone here. You're watching another summary from the Indie Bohemians morning show, and I am actually cheating a little bit today. The reason I'm doing that is because this is a topic that I really wanted to talk about on the show that we actually didn't get to because of timing, and that topic is Crossfire being canceled on CNN, and this is the second time it was canceled. The most fun, ironic part here is Lucy wants to jump in on this conversation. The most fun and ironic part here is that it was canceled around the same time, exactly 10 years after Jon Stewart appeared and got it canceled the first time. Real quick, for anyone who's not familiar with that, 10 years ago in 2004, Jon Stewart appeared on Crossfire and pretty much called the hosts out. He said that they're not really doing responsible political debate. They're just doing partisan hackery, and they're just yelling at each other. They're providing a disservice to the American people, and they're being irresponsible as media pundits. And he was kind of funny about it at times, like, you know, when they were trying to be like, well, look at what you do on your show. He was quick to point out, I'm a comedy show. You know, it's scary that you're taking your integrity cues from Comedy Central. But I don't want to go too far into summarizing that thing. You can find the clip on YouTube. But he pretty much caused them to be canceled later. And then CNN president did say that it was because of Jon Stewart that Crossfire got canceled the first time. They brought Crossfire back, changed the hosts around, but didn't really do much else. I mean, I saw a few episodes, and it is just the most surface-oriented partisan hackery. I mean, to borrow that from Jon Stewart, that really sums it up perfectly. It is just party line bickering back and forth. I guess like a way to kind of summarize that show, it's corporate political theater, because it's not even, I mean, it's just talking about the issues the way Republicans and Democrats would just want you to from the ivory tower, nothing more. And I think that it's obvious people don't want that. And there's a certain beautiful irony in the fact that it's pretty much exactly 10 years after. The new show had not been around for 10 years. The new show, I'm not sure exactly when it started, but it had only been around since recently when they brought it back. But this is more than just, this is a testament to the complete disconnection that the main corporate media has from just the news sphere and from the type of news that people are flocking to. The reason Crossfire was brought back is because something like that is very cheap to produce, right? It's all in studio. There's no on-location type stuff for it. It's just a talk show where people with competing views go back and forth. But the public has spoken and said, we don't care what Newt Gingrich has to say anymore. And if you're going to have political debate, make it with a little bit of substance. I mean, this is like political debate Walmart approved, pretty much, with little to no substance whatsoever. And people are seeing through it. And people are seeing through it because, you know, with the click of the button, you have access to people that are talking about different issues in Syria and worldwide and all over the place, and different perspectives from journalists and people all over the world. That's available now the way it has been for quite some time, but people are starting to dig a little deeper because they're seeing through stuff like a Crossfire. And this is just really a testament. The fact that it was even brought back in the first place just speaks volumes to how truly disconnected this main corporate media is, because they're just going after what's easy and what's cheap, despite the fact that it's clearly not what people want, and clearly not what's necessary. I mean, something like a Crossfire does not add anything substantial to the newsphere, to the political conversation, and people are kind of going elsewhere. And I know some people, they say on this channel, well, why are you talking about cable news? It's not really relevant anymore. Unfortunately, that's not true. I mean, cable news still has a stronghold. It still has its relevancy, just in terms of the fact that it's there, right? I mean, in terms of content, I would agree that, yeah, it's not really relevant most of the time. There's always exceptions. So, you know, I'm not blanketing this to everybody. But in terms of just accessibility, yes, it is still relevant. However, that is changing. And even though television is still such a legitimate medium, and even though the CNNs and Fox News of the world have such as an extensive reach, they're pretty much slowly killing themselves. They really are, in terms of the content they're putting out there that people are starting to move past. And, you know, something like a Crossfire that's just like the lowest common denominator, political bickering. You can't even call it, I mean, debate is putting it very kindly, bickering. People don't want that anymore. People are seeing through that because they know that there's absolutely no substance there. It's not telling people anything. It's not a worthwhile perspective. And they're tuning out. And Jon Stewart told them that the first time, was able to pretty much single-handedly get them canceled, and the message didn't take. They tried again. Why did they try again? Because it's cheap and they don't care, because they're only concerned about the bottom line. And Jeff Zucker, I mean, you know, the egg's on your face now because, you know, it didn't work out the second time. Is it going to take a third time? I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll come back 5 years from now, and then maybe on the 20th anniversary of Jon Stewart's thing in 04, it'll get canceled again. And then we can say it is definitely some kind of a curse or something like that. Although, you know, hopefully we have a different media structure completely 10 years from now. I'm not counting on that, but it would be pretty cool. So leave your comments below. What do you think? It's a interesting occurrence, a little bit of irony there. You've been watching a summary from the Indie Bohemians Morning Show. This is Ron Placone signing out.